rock album on these days when the synthesizers are dominating the music industry?
Well, there's no point in making an album unless it's a classic album.
True.
So we made a classic rock album. And yeah, why do we do it now? That's what we want to do.
We always like guitars.
There's a lack of great rock records out there, and so we thought that we would take up the cause.
How does it feel to come home after a decade to record this album?
Well, it wasn't really coming home, but it was officially moving back to Austin for you, and I moved there for the first time.
Right.
And it was a unique experience. We never all lived together in the same place. And experienced.
We had a band house. It was sort of like a tree house. We all
did.
lived there.
We had it built. Gerardo built it for us on his new estate.
No, what was it like? I mean, we wanted to go back to Austin because Austin, we made the last couple records in near isolation with this guy, Dave Fridman. He works in upstate New York, and everybody comes to Dave because he's that good. He's a wonderful person and a wonderful producer.
Yeah.
But you go work out in the woods for weeks, maybe a month at a time.
We were there for a long time.
You know, you're like 20 miles from the nearest bar. So we wanted to make a record in Austin that's more of a social record where you can go out and see some music. And so anyway, to answer your question, it was great. It was awesome. Then the pandemic happened and we couldn't see anybody. So then came part two. But it worked out.
Could you tell us about your experience of working with Mark Rankin as your co-producer?
Yeah. Yeah, we can tell you about that. Mark Rankin is, I met him for about 30 minutes and I said, I think that guy should be the producer. He's just kind of like us. He's very chill, no nonsense, not a hype man, you know? And it's all about the music for him. So it was great working with just like,
Lovely lad.
Another dude like us. It worked well.
Yeah.
Right?
And he gets amazing sounds.
Yeah.
Well, we'd like to be on tour again. We got to play some shows in
September and October. We were on
and it
tour.
was like almost normal. It was really fun. We played one show in like June where it was like completely maskless because everybody had just gotten the vaccine. And it felt
the numbers
just
were down to zero. Basically.
normal.
Yeah.
And that was very cool. So hopefully we'll get back there eventually,
I think we will. Might take a second, but it's going to happen.
How did the idea of collaborating visually with Edel Rodriguez to make the art of Lucifer on the sofa come about?
Well, I saw some of Edel's work, and I just called him up. I said, "Hey, do you want to work with us on this record? Because I love what you're doing." He actually had some painting that had the same color scheme as we ended up with on the album. That sort of orange, charcoal black, and creamy white. And I said, maybe we could do something like this. And he was all for it. I sent him all the songs on the record, sent him the whole album, and he painted, he did 3 or 4 illustrations for each song on the record. And then he said, which one of these do you want me to hone in on? I told him which ones, and then he painted each one, and then we had all this art. He was fantastic to work with. Amazing illustrator.
And,
yeah, we're here doing 5 days of promo in Mexico City without a show because we want to come back to Mexico City and play more shows because we love the people here. You never are in doubt about whether they're happy to be there when you play in front of a Mexican audience, and so that's why we're here. We love them.
Which artist would you like to collaborate with in the future?
Prince? Is that still possible? Who would you like to collaborate with if we could do it? It's really one we should think about.
Yeah.
For interview situations at least. But collaborate with someone who
Beck.
Yeah,
That'd be
you wanna
fun.
Collaborate with Beck.
That'd be fun to do some songs with him.
Yeah, we know him a little bit, so we'd have a.
Right. It's all when you're working.
ice
It's about
would
the
be broken.
vibe a bit, and we know we can get along with him. So I think it would be fun.
Yeah, what was your favorite part of making the record? I think that's the question, right? What was your favorite part?
I just I wanted it to be like more casual. Not that like it was super intense or anything making the last ones, but casual in a way where we could not work for a couple of days, or like, you know, go out and hang out, and then if we wanted to, go and work. So all coming and living in the same place kind of allowed that more like carefree, casual, social vibe to happen.
Yeah, and when Jim has a studio there, then that makes it so that it's a little more.
For sure.
You don't have to worry about the clock.
Yeah.
As much.
Exactly.
My favorite part was when we recorded Sugar Babies, which actually did not make the record, but
True.
it might come out eventually. And we just recorded it, just the two of us in this wooden room.
Yeah, in a room we usually don't record in.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's your favorite song on this album? I guess both of you.
Oh, it changes all the time. Right now it's Satellite, because it was really satisfying to get that recording done. We had tried it a couple times and it hadn't worked out, and there's something about the way we did it this time, after maybe playing it a bunch live, that kind of just clicked. And it's just satisfying to finally have a version that feels good to listen to.
Yeah, I like Held the most right now. I like that long intro.
Yeah.
I like the sounds we got on it. It's a cool song because it's got a full drum take and guitar take on one side, and then a full drum take and guitar take on the other, and you combine those two sounds, and it's fantastic.
Right. Hey, Claro Music people,
We're called Spoon.
check out our new album, Lucifer on the Sofa.
Out now.